Some drivers have been able to leave their mark in the sport through their talent, hard work and consistency. Today we will go through the best drivers of the previous decade to see who has ruled the world of Formula One and who are the upcoming guys to do the same in the current decade. 10. Valtteri Bottas. The Finnish racing driver is currently competing in Formula One for Alfa Romeo, and he is best known for his time with Mercedes from 2017 to 2021, along with Lewis Hamilton. He was the perfect match Mercedes could have had for Hamilton, and he was good enough to get his team critical points to win the Constructors' Championship, but just fell short when it came to challenging his teammate for the championship. That was not just him following his team orders. Unlike Nico Rosberg, his average qualifying time was not faster than Hamilton's. Champion material or not, Bottas has made a name for himself and is definitely among the top 10 drivers of this decade with 10 Grand Prix victories and 67 podiums to his name. 9. Daniel Ricciardo. The 33-year-old Australian has just had the toughest year of his F1 career, with his current team McLaren opting out of the contract, which was supposed to last until the 2023 season. However, things were not as bad as they are now. Ricciardo was considered the next big thing, especially during his time with Red Bull. He impressed a lot of people, but decided to leave Red Bull because he did not want to be the second best driver on the team. In the hindsight, this did not prove to be the best decision for him. He has so far struggled to get his form back. At McLaren, he has been consistently outperformed by his teammate Lando Norris, and due to this, McLaren has decided to have another Australian in his place to race for them in the next season. Fans still love him and want to see him around and add to his accomplishments of 8 Grand Prix victories and 32 podiums. 8. Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc entered the scenes in the 2018 season, and only after 1 year he joined Ferrari to drive the new Ferrari SF90. He became the second youngest driver to qualify on pole position in Formula One at the 2019 Bahrain Grand Prix, and also won his maiden Grand Prix victory in Belgium the same season. So far, he has 5 Grand Prix victories and 20 podium finishes. Only a few years in the game, Leclerc is proving his talent and is among the top performers in the ongoing season. Having started the 2022 season with flying colours, he has lost his way due to strategic and reliability issues. Nonetheless, he is going to be a multiple times Formula One champion down the line. 7. Mark Webber. Mark Webber made this list because he came very close to winning the 2010 World Championship. The Australian appeared in 215 races and bagged 9 victories, among which the most notable is his double wins at prestigious Monaco and British Grand Prix. He accumulated an impressive tally of 42 podium finishes, 13 pole positions and 19 fastest laps. 6. Jenson Button. The British driver won the 2009 F1 Championship when he drove for the Brawn GP team. He drove for McLaren from 2010 to 2017 and was at his best in the 2011 season, notably with a superb victory at Suzuka. He made a name for himself and held his own despite being teammates with 2 of the best of the decade, Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton. Throughout his career, he won 15 Grand Prix and made it to the podium 50 times, which makes him one of the best F1 racing drivers of the decade. 5. Nico Rosberg. The son of 1982 world champion Keke Rosberg, Nico Rosberg competed in Formula One from 2006 to 2016. He beat the 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher in his comeback in 2010 and 2011. Schumacher is not the only 7-time world champion that Nico is known to have defeated. In the 2016 World Championship, he defeated his teammate Lewis Hamilton and won his maiden F1 Championship. Throughout his career, he won 23 Grand Prix and made it to the podium 57 times. With a world title to his name, Nico is indeed on the list of the top 5 players of this decade. 4. Fernando Alonso. The 41-year-old Spanish driver is currently driving for Alpine and has signed a multi-year deal with Aston Martin. He is a 2-time world champion and has won a total of 32 races at 19 different circuits. He has made it to the podium 98 times and won pole position 22 times. This decade has not proven to be very lucky for him, as he was not able to add more championship victories to his name. However, the form that he has been able to carry till now is exceptional, and he finds himself in the mix of the top 5 drivers on the grid even in the 2022 season. The respect he has earned is because he has been able to perform well with lesser-known teams. This makes him amongst the most skilled drivers of the decade who can beat anyone if he's given the right car. 3. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is currently the most famous guy in the world of F1. His popularity has gone through the roof after he beat the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton in 2021 in one of the most intense seasons of all time. His rivalry with Hamilton has captured the attention of many new fans of the sport. After winning the 2021 title, he is looking to add another one to his repertoire. He stands at the top spot in the drivers' standing with 335 points to his name, leaving Charles Leclerc, the second spot holder, behind by more than 100 points. As of the 2022 Italian Grand Prix, Verstappen has achieved 31 victories and 17 pole positions. Without a shadow of a doubt, Verstappen is going to be the best driver of this decade. 2. Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel has announced his retirement from the sport after the 2022 season, but he is leaving the sport as one of the most decorated racing drivers of all time. He is a 4-time world champion and won the F1 titles from 2010 to 2013. He is the youngest world champion in Formula 1 and has the 3rd most race victories, 53, and podium finishes of 122, and 4th most pole positions of 57. The 35-year-old German could have easily raced for another 5 years in F1, as his current team was willing to extend his contract beyond the 2023 season. However, he could not find his ground after he was dropped by Ferrari after the 2020 season. Ever since then, he was expected to leave the sport in a year or two, and that time has finally come. And he put out a video on his Instagram in which he decided to retire from the sport he has been involved in ever since he was a kid. Nonetheless, his class will live on forever, and his name will be mentioned with the greats of the game. 1. Lewis Hamilton. What no one can argue is the fact that Lewis Hamilton is the best driver of the previous decade. He has been able to pull off consistent performances and won the F1 world title 7 times. He came very close to breaking the most F1 title wins record of the great Michael Schumacher. However, Max Verstappen did not allow that to happen. He holds the record for the most wins, 103, pole positions, 103, and podium finishes, 188. Not only that, the 37-year-old British driver still thinks that he's got enough gas in the tank to continue in the sport at the highest level in a bid to make a new record for the most title victories to cement his name as the greatest F1 driver of all time.